Welcome back to the show at Fremont Street. Great atmosphere here. Tomorrow night, as I said before, our show's going a little bit earlier. They got the Fan Fest, the fan night here, which last year was one of the best things I've ever seen with the game. Hindy is preparing for the zip line. That could be a tragedy.
Yeah, I know. Be careful out there, people. Be careful.
Now, as we welcome to the show, in my lifetime, the greatest try scorer I've ever seen. Have a listen to this. At Widnes, 145 games, 181 tries. Then Martin went to Wigan, 159 games, 186 tries, including a Challenge Cup semi-final where he scored 10 tries. Martin Offiah, everyone. You've got a few warranties.
I know, yeah.
Hey, before we get underway, talk about the football and your career. Congratulations. You're a young bloke. Tyler, he plays for Bath.
Yeah.
Rugby Union, playing this weekend.
Yeah.
And Phoenix, your youngest bloke, signed with Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, the two boys doing well. Phoenix scored a goal today for Tottenham against Fulham, so he's quite happy in that. You know, they won 3-2 under 15s.
I tell you what, it's special today at Wigan, watching all the Wiganers together, the atmosphere there. What a fantastic thing for the game, Mark.
Oh, yeah, you know, we've all, you know, played at Wigan.
Wigan leisure, you're right.
Yeah.
Listen,
a bit
you're
more
top.
success
You're
than
top.
others.
I'm way behind you. These two don't even make the list. The greatest waste of money ever in the Super League history. Yeah.
But still pulled on the cherry
good
white.
tax breaks, O'Brien, you know?
Yeah.
Martin, your career, unbelievable. Now, you went from rugby union to rugby league. You went to Widnes, 87?
87, yeah.
87. How was the transition?
It was pretty good. I didn't score for the first two games. I remember playing in my third game against Runcorn in the Lancashire Cup, and Doug Lawton said to me, Martin, I can't buy a try-scoring winger that doesn't score any tries. Yeah. So after that, yeah, I scored a few going over there against the Canberra Raiders.
Yeah.
I reminded Ricky Stewart of that yesterday.
We did. We had a discussion about that. Hey, just a question, because you went to Wigan on a world record transfer. Like, this is 89, like 440,000. 92, sorry. Tell us about the 10 tries. Playing outside Gene Miles.
Oh, yeah, you know, I literally cried when Gene Miles didn't come back that year after the second year.
Hey, boys,
and I think this was a semi-final against Bradford. I think I scored 5 tries in this game, and John Molney told me that I didn't do much else apart from that, and I thought he was joking, but he actually wasn't. Yeah. But yeah, playing outside Gene Miles, he's my top 3 of all time. Him, Gary Conley, and Darren Wright, probably my top 3 centres. But Gino, he was coming towards the end of his career. He didn't really want to run, but yeah, he could offload, you know, everywhere. And yeah, I was the recipient of some passes. I think I did a bit of a shout out for him on the Footy Show a couple of years ago, and I still owe him a beer. But you know, he's got to come to.
Footy Show doesn't exist anymore.
I played against him at the later stages of his career. He must have been 35. Like, showed him the outside.
Yeah.
I got absolutely destroyed, and I thought, that's okay. I'll never, ever live that down. But it was the days before the internet. I thought somebody's found the video, put it up on YouTube, and sent it to him.
Oh, it's kind words. Unfortunately, he hasn't the same kind words when I spoke to him.
Now, Martin, you went and tried your hand in the NRL. You played for the Mighty Chooks.
Yeah.
Now, you scored with the first touch of the ball. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, I had the white boots on.
Yeah, well, no one would have wore white boots back then.
I don't think because of Langlands or something. It was meant to be bad luck.
Yep.
And so you only had the 1 year there, and then you went to the Dragons. What happened? Nick didn't want you back?
Well, he did. He signed me to come back in 91,
Yeah.
but then he ripped up my contract. So I had a bit of a bug to bear. So yeah, I ended up scoring a hat-trick against
I was out there this game. I remember watching this game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Geez, Marty, you had a great season at St George.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time there?
Yeah, with Ricky Walford on the other wing, Mark Coyne.
Yeah.
He was a great player, and I loved playing that year.
Question for you, Martin. In my opinion, the greatest game of rugby league I've ever seen in my life, I've said this numerous times, Game 2, 1990 Ashes, Great Britain versus Australia at Old Trafford. You're part of that game. Incredible.
Yeah, well, I think at the business end of that game at injury time, I was on the treatment bed in the change room after Mal Meninga fell on my knee, and
Oh, terrifying.
when Ricky Stewart was going down that left wing, and I always say if I was on that pitch, we would have won the Ashes that day.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
hey.
Well, mate, There's no place for
one I
modesty
get
on
away.
this show.
Yeah,
It's all right. Just on this Wigan side, Marty, geez, they've done some great things the last couple of years.
Yes.
They got the BBC Sporting Team of the Year, which they probably deserve for a couple of years. Terrific side.
Yeah, they won everything. Obviously, Bevan French, what a year he had, winning man of the match in the World Club Challenge, the grand final and the Challenge Cup. A fantastic player. Obviously, we stole from the NRL, and I know that Chris Radlinski is so happy he's tied him down to a long-term deal, because I think there'll be a few clubs looking to secure his signature.
He has lit up Super League. He's the most exciting player in the Super League competition, Bevan, without question.
He's from Tinga. Like some of the players that come out of Tinga, Preston Campbell, Owen Craigie,
Nathan
so on and
Blacklock.
so. Yeah, incredible. Incredible players.
Now, in the NRL, we always keep talking about who's the fastest. And there's talk that we're going to bring back the race. Now, this is the race. You and Lee Odenryan.
Yeah.
Look, can you run us through this and what happened? Because
no one talks about the race I won in '88.
That's
Del
right.
Shira. Look, he's gone.
He's
gone.
cheated. He's
beat
cheated.
me.
And he checks you on the run too, doesn't he?
I know, but fair play to me. He's pretty quick.
A bit of an appearance too.
Yeah.
He's left you for dead.
Yeah,
It's amazing how times change. Like that was half time in a game.
No, that was before the game.
Before the game.
Before the game. We just rocked up and did the race.
Yeah.
Everyone says that I blew the race just for the bookies, but no, I was trying my best and he beat me. I would say fair and square, but it turns out
well, you can say it now. He cheated. Lee Odenryan cheated.
well, he's a cheat.
Yeah,
well,
well,
it made his career.
Allegedly.
That's what he's
As I said, no room for modesty on this show, Mark. You can't beat that yourself. Who's gonna? Mate, Martin, really appreciate your time. Actually, before we go, tell us, Brian, Martin, about this Warrington side. Now, we're talking about Cronulla. Can they take the next step?
Yeah.
And Sam, what are your thoughts on him?
Well, Sam has been the big story, really, for the last couple of years since he came back, was given the Warrington job. They're under tremendous pressure. Of course, he has made it now. We know he's got his visa and eventually got to Las Vegas. But he's the biggest personality, I would say, in the Betfred Super League competition. The Wolves are the perennial second-place side, the bridesmaid, never the bride. So can Sam get them over the line? I'll tell you what, if Sam gets Warrington a first Super League title, he'll never, ever be forgotten in that town, that's for sure.
I think he's got that aura. When Ellery went to St Helens and won a Super League title, I think it was 2001 or 2000, around about that time.
Yeah.
Sam's got that aura. He's got that presence, and you know that when he walks into that changing room, he lifts, and he's going to give Warrington a big lift.
He was on our show for a year there.
Yes, it was good. He was tight.
Proved problematic, our show.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's
right.
fine.
Yeah.
13 years, Matthew, we've been going for.
13 years, boys.
Still another.
What about that? Incredible.
Can you believe it?
Who would have thought? Anyway, Chariots.
Pleasure.
It's been great to have you on, mate.
Pleasure.
And
Thanks,
mate, enjoy the stint in Vegas. Great to see you. Good on you, mate. We'll have a cocktail after.
Yeah, definitely.
Martin Offiah, everyone. Righto. We're going to take a break after the break. Hindy on the zip line.